Hi everyone, till now we have seen hydrodynamic boundary layer and thermal boundary layer. In hydrodynamic boundary layer we have seen delta, wall shear stress and its their variation with respect to x. Wall shear stress is proportional to x power minus 1 by 2 and delta is proportional to root over x. Similarly, we have seen delta t in thermal boundary layer, which is also proportional to x power 1 by 2 and convective heat transfer coefficient, which is proportional to root over 1 by root over x, and Nusselt number, which is proportional to root x. Okay, now we have seen all these values with respect to x. Okay, if this is your flat plate, and this is the leading edge, this is trailing edge, and the variation is along the x direction. The values of hx, nux, wall shear stress are varying with respect to x. Okay, but we have to find the average values of this, okay, throughout the length. Like if something is varying throughout the length, and you have to find the average so that you can apply that to find out the overall heat transfer or overall amount of wall shear stress that is acting onto the flat plate. All these things you have to find. Okay, for this we have to do integration so that we will get some average value throughout. That we will discuss in today's video. At any given x, we know the value for hx, that is we can find using this formula 3 by 2 into k upon delta t. Okay, and we also know the variation, that is the relationship between delta and delta t and Prandtl number, that is delta t is a function of delta and Prandtl number. Okay, now since here delta t is there, this is a function of delta and Prandtl number, our hx will become function of delta, Prandtl number and k. Okay, and since again this delta is a function of x and rex. Okay, therefore if you elaborate this, you will get x and rex in this equation. We know the formula for Nusselt number, that is nux is equal to hx by k. Okay, this is the formula for local Nusselt number. Okay, and from this, if you open up all these things, what is hx? Hx is nothing but 3k upon 2 delta t, okay, into x by k. K and k will get cancelled out. This again 3 by 2 into delta t. What is delta t? Delta upon 1.023 into Prandtl number whole power 1 by 3, 3k into x. Okay, and again delta is 4.64 x upon root over rex. Okay, by calculating all these things, you will get a very important formula for Nusselt number, that is Nusselt number nux is equal to 0.332 into re power 1 by 2 into pre r power 1 by 3. This is very important formula, you must remember this. Okay, now how is the variation of nux with respect to x? Since hx is proportional to x power minus 1 by 2, nux will be proportional to x power 1 by 2. Okay, now let us find the average convective heat transfer coefficient h bar and nu bar. Okay, let us consider a flat plate, and at a distance x from the leading edge, dx be the small elemental length whose area be b into dx, that is width, this is b and this is dx, the area be b into dx. Therefore the convective heat transfer coefficient, convective heat transfer from the small elemental area is hx into b into dx into tw minus t infinity. Okay, if we want to find that of total amount of heat transferred through this flat plate, we just have to integrate between x equal to 0 to x equal to L. Okay, just apply the law of integration, you will get this equation. But if you want to write HA delta T, okay, average, we have to consider the average H. Okay, average H you have to consider. This is the total area, that is L into B is the total area of the plate, and you want to find the amount of convective heat transfer from this plate, then you have to use the average value of convective heat transfer coefficient. Okay, h bar into area into Tw minus T infinity. Okay, therefore if you equate 1 and 2, since both are indicating the amount of heat transfer from the flat plate to the top surrounding, here we have used local Nusselt number, that is local convective heat transfer coefficient, that is why we are integrating. Here we have used average value, therefore we need not have the value, we need not consider integration. Okay, if we equate this, we will get h bar is equal to 1 by L integral 0 to L hx dx. This is again very important formula that you have to remember. Okay, and we know the variation of x, variation of hx with respect to x, that is hx is proportional to x power minus 1 by 2. Let us consider a proportionality constant be c, therefore hx can be written as c into x power minus 1 by 2. Okay, now substitute this value here, and after integrating you will get h bar is equal to 2 times of hl. But what is hl? hl is the local heat transfer coefficient at a distance L, that is c times of L power minus 1 by 2. Okay, similarly if you do this with wall shear stress, in case of hydrodynamic boundary layer, you will end up the average wall shear stress is equal to 2 times of wall shear stress at the trailing edge. Okay, now we want Nusselt number. This is the formula we know for local Nusselt number, and we need the average Nusselt number. Okay, in this equation let us multiply with 2 on both sides and put x equal to L. We will get 2 times of HL into L by K is equal to 0.664 into REL. Okay, REL power 1 by 2 into pre-R power 1 by 3. From here we know that 2 times of HL is nothing but h bar. Okay, h bar into L by K, this is nothing but Nusselt number, that is average Nusselt number. Okay, again you have to remember this, it is nothing but just multiply with 2 here and convert Rex into REL. That's it. Now let us see the analogy between the fluid friction and the heat transfer. Let us take the case of flat plate, and this being the hydrodynamic boundary layer. Okay, this is the hydrodynamic boundary layer, and we know the variation of wall shear stress. From Newton's law of viscosity, we have stress tau is equal to mu times of du by dy, and this is what we have achieved through our derivation, mu times of u infinity into 3 by 2 delta, if we assume that the variation of velocity is cubic. Okay, now from fluid mechanics we have the value of wall shear stress as Cfx by 2 into rho times of u infinity square. Okay, these both are indicating the same thing, therefore just equate them, you will get an expression for Cfx. This is the expression for Cfx. This is very much important. Okay, now let us see, we know that Reynolds number is nothing but 0.332 into Re power 1 by 2 into pre-R power 1 by 3. Okay, if you divide Reynolds number with Nusselt number with Reynolds number and Prandtl number, we will get 0.332 into Re power minus 1 by 2 PR power minus 2 by 3. Okay, but this expression is here. Okay, therefore instead of this you can use Cfx by 2. Okay, but this term Nusselt number upon Re into PR is given a new number, that is new name, that is Stanton number. Okay, which is nothing but Nusselt number upon RePR. Okay, therefore Stanton number is equal to Cfx by 2 into pre-R power minus 2 by 3. Cfx by 2 into pre-R power minus 2 by 3. Okay, from here if you know the value of Cfx and Prandtl number, you can easily get Nusselt Stanton number, and Stanton number is nothing but Nusselt number upon RePR. Okay, what is Nusselt number? Nusselt number is nothing but hd by k by Reynolds number rho vd by mu into Prandtl number mu cp by k. Okay, if you cancel out the terms like this, you will get Stanton number is equal to h upon rho v cp. This is your Stanton number. Okay, you know the value of Stanton number. Okay, from here, since Prandtl number is given, you can easily get all these values, rho VCP. From here you can calculate value of Hx. I hope you understand this. If you do not understand, please repeat the video. Okay, let me repeat this thing. Stanton number is nothing but Nusselt number upon Re PR. Okay, and which is nothing but H upon rho V Cp, and this can also be written as, okay, Cfx by 2 times of Prandtl number whole power minus 2 by 3. This is all expressions we have for Stanton number. Okay, in the problem he will give the values of rho u, that is rho v Cp, and Cfx and Prandtl number. Therefore, using these values you can easily find the value of Hx. Okay, therefore even if we are not going to thermal boundary layer and variation, all these kind of things, even then you can find the value of Hx. This is the Kolban analogy physical significance. Therefore, the physical significance of Kolban analogy is that you can find the amount of convection heat transfer coefficient that is taking place over a flat plate, even if there is no temperature difference. This is the physical significance of Reynolds analogy. That is, you can find the value of convective heat transfer coefficient at any x measured from the leading edge by knowing the local skin friction coefficient at the same location of x, even when there is no heat transfer between the plate and the fluid. Even if in the problem he might not give you any information about the heat transfer, that is the temperature of the flat plate, temperature of the ambient, he then directly ask you the value of Hx, and he will give you the values of Cfx and rho VCP. Therefore, you can easily find the value of H from these terms. Okay.